Let's see. Test. Let's see. Test. Okay, I guess this works. Yeah, this works. Okay. I'm just gonna wait until maybe there's like, I don't know, a couple people maybe. Okay, let's say well, I don't know. I don't really want to wait for like there's somebody watching right now apparently, but I don't really want that person to have to wait. So I guess we're gonna start soon. This is my first stream, so I don't really know how this goes. Like for the beginning, do I wait? Do I? I don't know. Yeah, I guess not everybody would be like. I guess not everybody would be watching from like the right at the start. So we got 2 viewers now. Okay. Oh. It's Optic. Hey Optic. I'm really happy you could make it. Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah. I hope everyone enjoys this. Like, okay, so here's what's gonna happen basically. So first of all, hello everyone. I'm Jumpy Studios, and this is my first stream. So yeah, I thought I'd talk a bit about Welcome to the H.E.R.D and maybe some other stuff if I like think of anything. Like I might have some tangents. I'm a talker. I like to talk, and I get very elaborate with topics I talk about. I also decided to definitely have a face cam just because when I talk, I'm very expressive with my face and also my hands, as you can see right now. So I thought it would be more entertaining if I actually showed all of that expression. But also, I didn't want to only show my face because, you know. Yeah, so instead, I decided to also have Paint Tool Sai open, and I'm gonna work on some art for the Welcome to the H.E.R.D promos, and I hope you enjoy the stories, the art that I work on, and everything. And if you have any questions, you can ask them at any time. I'll try to get to all of them. Like this sounds like there's like 1,000 questions. No, I'm gonna get like maybe a few questions, but I'll try to answer them all well. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I guess that's everything I have to say. We're about 5 minutes in. There's 2 people watching, which is great already. So yeah, let me just check real quick. I hope you enjoy. And yeah. Okay, yeah. Um so first of all, yeah, let's see. Um I should have made a list of things I want to talk about, but first of all, yeah, okay, so the reason why I thought doing this would be sort of a good idea is because, you know, recently I did a transcript reading with a friend of mine. Like, we do that all the time. Transcript readings, we have like a little group of people where we do transcript readings, and Optic actually is part of that group, and he does a great job. It's mostly just for fun, but he's really good. Um, so yeah, and this friend of mine, she's a fan of Welcome to the Herd. Um, the biggest and well only fan that I actually know of. Like, I don't have a fan base or anything that's uh like, yeah, there are people who are watching the show, but I don't have like a fan base. I don't get fan art or anything. This is not the point where I'm at. So yeah, she's the only like really a fan that I know of, and we one day she had the idea to do transcript readings of Welcome to the Herd episodes. And while we were doing that, I had a lot of things to say about like all the different scenes and everything. Like, I had a lot to talk about, and so I thought, um, I could just share this with everyone, um, like everyone who cares. Um, yeah, so just fun facts and behind the scenes stuff and everything. Yeah, you might already notice I'm good at talking, but I'm not good at talking well. I'm more of a rambling person. Um, yeah, but definitely, I do think uh, this could be interesting for people who like Welcome to the Herd. And I don't think this is gonna be a long stream, but I just wanted to try it and talk a little bit about Welcome to the Herd. At some point, I am gonna like do at some point I am gonna do like reaction videos to my old episodes, but at this point, I don't think there's much of a point at this point. Just because there's not that many episodes out, and I have rewatched them like fairly recently, so they're still kind of fresh in my mind. Also, the transcript readings, as I just said, of the Welcome to the Herd episodes, refreshed my memory and gave me a lot of stuff to talk about. Um, yeah, I guess I'm gonna start drawing actually, and then I'm gonna start talking about some other stuff. And again, if you have questions, just put them in the stream, and I'm gonna answer them as I'm talking. Let's see. I have not been working on this on this promo art for a while because I've been busy with other stuff. Basically, this is gonna be like an animatic or like a bunch of animatics. I've already done most of the recordings for it. Yeah, and right now I'm drawing like the sketches for the animatic. It's gonna be very simple, like the show itself. Um, yeah, I just I got gotta pull. Oh no, this is the wrong script. I had a script ready, but it was the wrong script. So I'm gonna open the right one now, and yeah, luckily this isn't gonna take too long. Let's see. There it is. Have the script here. Oh, we have another viewer. No questions so far. The chat is kind of quiet, which is it's fine. Yeah. By the way, this is the first time I'm actually like officially showing my face. Yeah. By the way, you just saw. I see it here right now. You just saw the script because it was on the screen on my second screen, which I'm screen recording. Yeah, this is gonna be uploaded on YouTube. You're gonna be able to pause that, but like, honestly, there's not much here. Like, this is barely any interesting part of the script. It's just the beginning. Okay, Okay, I have the document here now, so I can see both all of the following: the stream, the document, the chat, and also on the second screen the drawing. So yeah. Yeah. I wonder how many of the people who are watching are actually people I know. Like, I know Optic is here, but yeah. I, I was hoping that I'd get like one early question that I could go off from, but yeah, I guess there aren't too many questions, and so far there's none. And honestly, I was expecting that there might not be any questions. Like, I'm gonna be real, but like, I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I'm just gonna start talking about something. I'll just need to get my context for the drawing so that I actually have something to draw. So give me just a moment. I should have prepared myself better, but this is my first stream and I'm stupid. And yeah. Yeah, so on the topic of first time I'm showing my face. Yeah, I've shown my face online before. Like, I think once, a very long time ago. But that was just a photo, and it's fairly old. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So this is basically officially my face reveal, I guess. And it's happening before people get to ask. Yeah. So yeah. But I definitely wanted the face cam just because I'm rather expressive, and I guess my voice alone would be too boring. Yeah. Okay, let me actually get started right now before I keep beating around the bush. Okay. Okay. Mostly me. I worked on accomplishing the previously unaccomplishable. We are going to. Hold on. There it is. Yeah. Our kingdom has suffered under the scaling. Okay. Yeah. Let me just. You know what? I could show you my so far work. It's not very much spoilery because it's not really a narrative. Like, okay, there is a narrative to the promos, but like, it's not really anything that really concerns the main story. So yeah, don't worry if you watch the show and for some reason care about not getting spoiled or spoiled, whatever. Yeah, don't worry. This is like the narrative of the promos is more within the promos, like contained, but it's not really something that will have an effect on the main story. Also, without the script, this is basically useless for you, but you might be interested in seeing that. Okay, so here we see her. This is, by the way, very rough. Yeah, you see her sitting there. I'm gonna go through these pretty quick. Yeah, she starts talking, and then next pose, title card. Yeah. Yeah, the princess killing leader. You see her there, really self-confident, overconfident as she is. The princess killing leader, short pickle, and also there it is, horse elite of raging doom, or for short, H.E.R.D. I wonder how many people know this, that that H.E.R.D is short for Horse Elite of Raging Doom. Like I've said it, like they say it in the show, but I do totally imagine that some people will not notice, because I'm not sure if it's ever been said outside of episode 2, but episode 2 was hard to follow. Let's call it that, because of the quote unquote music is playing in the background, quote unquote in the background. Let's be honest, the music was very loud, quote unquote music. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't blame people if they didn't get to, like, didn't really pick up on this, but H.E.R.D stands for Horse Elite of Raging Doom. Oh, it's also said in the intro, now that I think about it. Yeah. We are the... I'm Purple Star, and... Hold on. What was the intro? I, Purple Star, am on a mission to kill Princess Hotplot, thus taking her place. Welcome to the Horse Elite of Raging Doom. Or short. And then she starts singing. Or at least tries to sing. Because nobody else will join in, which is a perfect, like, example of how the H.E.R.D is structured. Like, she's trying, but she's not only pretty bad, but also the other people that she's working with are awful. Like, all of them are awful. Yeah. Let's see, how many viewers do we have? Did it change? Do we still have 3? Yep, we still have 3. Should I point that out? Should I keep pointing out that we have 3 viewers? Should I? I don't know. Should I? Is this a bad idea to point out? Like no, 3 viewers is good. That's honestly like around the number that I expected. This is actually like this is the optimistic number. Let's call it that. This is my optimistic guess of 3 to 5 people. But honestly, yeah, in terms of normal streams, I guess that's not so much. Although on the other hand, I don't really know how much is normal for first streams of people who are not that well known. I guess 3 is a good number. Like, I mean, there's 3 people listening to me right now. That's, I want to say, more than in real life, which is kind of true if you think about it, but also makes it sound kind of sad, which I guess it isn't, but like, yeah. Hold on. Let's continue. So, blah, blah, blah. Yep, H.E.R.D. Oh, yeah, right. It was. Oh, yeah, she's telling. Or short, H.E.R.D. Yeah. Got that right side? Let me see on the screen. I can't see it because of the delay, but I'll see it eventually if I don't look away at that exact moment. Yeah. More talking. You can probably guess this is like already based on the chair. This is like an interview, and I see actually that it's mirrored in the stream. Oh no, it isn't. It isn't. I'm stupid. This yeah, now it changed to the actual picture. I was still in the stream. I was still on this picture, but yeah, I'm an idiot. Which is why Purple Star is such a perfect character for me. Like, I I might have done this subconsciously. But Purple Star is very much a me character. She's over ambitious. She's trying to be she's trying to be the first, the best, um the end all be all. But at the same time, she's maybe the least qualified and is awful and does nothing except complain or quote other people. In her case, dethroning 101. All you ever wanted to know about killing monarchs, but were too afraid to ask. Like, that's very much me, if I think about it. Yeah, she's a very me character. This is an interesting thing, by the way. Like for Purple Star, I use my normal voice. Like, of course, I act, quote unquote act. No, I act, but in terms of the voice, it is the same voice that I have normally. But it started out like around the first 1, 2, maybe 3 episodes. I tried to make it actually higher than my voice, to like emulate that her voice. Like, I wanted her to have like a higher, slightly more like feminine is the wrong word because I never intended her to sound feminine. But like I wanted to give her a softer voice. Like, maybe I should. Nah. Or like, I don't know any of her lines of the first episode by heart anymore. Okay, maybe something less energetic. Like I was trying to do a bit more of a high. Yeah, this works. I was trying to be a little bit more on the high end, but over time I just made the actually conscious decision to just go deeper to my normal voice, and occasionally even going a little bit deeper. Like, this isn't. I guess this would be a spoiler. Okay, so I'm not gonna say any line from episode 7, but it's like, well, of course we could do this, but on the other hand, I'm an idiot. Like, my headcanon actually is that she's actually trying to do a lower voice to seem more important. Like, almost like in I guess Infinity War, where Starkiller is like, you shall do no such thing. I don't know. I watched the movies in German. Like, I have watched the movie in English too, but usually the German version sticks more in my head. So forgive me for any wrong quote. But like, basically, when he was imitating Thor's voice, like deeper for more dominance, or to appear more authoritarian, I guess. Yeah, she's basically doing the same thing. Like, in my headcanon, she has this high voice, but to maybe fool others and maybe even fool herself into thinking she's more important than she really is. She's putting on an act and just being like, well, I'm the leader of the herd. I'm the most important person in the room. And without me, all of you were nothing. Which is not true at all, because she's literally the least important person in the herd. Like, even Slave has done more for the herd than her. Like, the herd literally would have existed without her. General Weirdness would have just been the leader, and she is so unimportant, which is I love this aspect of her. Like she wants to be important and she acts as if she's the most important, but really she's the least important. And yeah, Slave rightfully calls that out in episode 6 when when yeah, he tells her she really doesn't do much except complaining. And then she complains about him saying that. You can probably see I'm how would you, yeah, let's call it fangirling. I'm fangirling at a lot of my own stuff with Welcome to the H.E.R.D because I'm actually really passionate about this. And yeah. Wiping away a tear. I'm not crying. It's just okay. My eyes are okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you can see her. She's a smart ass. She's acting so important, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. She's supposed to be bent over, which is why her head looks slightly bigger. It looks weird. It looks goofy. But this is just a sketch, so it's fine. I really wanted to have like a very expressive poses because I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, and these promos, like these animatics, are giving me the chance to portray the characters of the H.E.R.D the way that I imagine them in my head. Which is not the same way that they look in the actual show, because I mean, I have to work with the visuals that I have. But in my head, I see them a little bit differently, and you can partly see that on the thumbnails. But yeah, so far, yeah, I think this promo for the first time is really giving me the chance to really show how I see them without any limitations. Yeah, because I could also write this script without having to keep the visuals in mind. So I could just write freely and have the characters interact in any given way. Yeah. There's gonna be one promo short for each of the characters, except for Slave, because fuck Slave. No, seriously, all of these promos, like in universe, are made by Purple Star. Like she's going around with a camera on a camera stand, and she's like just filming everyone, including herself in this one, like interviewing them, being promotional for the H.E.R.D. Like this is even in universe supposed to be promotional material. She wants to get more soldiers, more mercenaries, more people for the H.E.R.D. And honestly, why would she film Slave? Like, she wouldn't do that. She, yeah, fuck Slave. Honestly, Slave is such a. I love Slave. I love Slave very much. He's my child. I love Slave. But not only is he my child, but also I like making him suffer. I'm sorry. I love him, but I also hate him because it's so hard not to hate Slave. Like initially I wanted to distance myself from the easy making fun of Slave that everyone is doing. Like Spike. Making fun of Spike. Everyone is doing that, especially Friendship is Witchcraft. And I didn't want to go for the easy jokes. But you have to try to not make fun of the guy. Like seriously? You can't not make fun of him. I tried. Really, I tried. I could not keep it up. I had to make fun of him. And so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna embrace it, because what's the point in not succeeding at what you're trying to do if you could just embrace what you're doing instead. Um, yeah, I'm gonna show the next picture, by the way. I'm hoping me talking is fun enough right now because I actually am now getting into sort of a run. Yeah, this is the last picture. So you see this fly here. This fly is gonna be important. Spoiler alert: the fly is gonna be the new leader of the herd. That's not an actual spoiler, but I mean, the fly would be a better leader. Let's be honest. Yeah, seriously. um, yeah. So Slave is I love Slave with all my heart, but you really cannot avoid making fun of him. And honestly, like some of the jokes that are at his expense are like some of my favorite jokes. Um, okay, that would maybe be wrong to say because there's a lot of non-slave abusing jokes that I love a lot. But well, oh, hold on, okay, there's something in the chat. I gotta read that. Has that been there for long? I'm only now noticing it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Corvin, which is by the way another person I know. Yeah. Thank you for dropping by. I don't know if you're gonna stay. I don't know if you just like literally just passing by, but thank you for checking out my stream. Yeah, thank you for being here. Let me actually see how many people are there right now. Three still. Okay, so he was the third person, I guess. Yeah. I let me just close that document. I don't need it anymore. Okay, do I need that one? Yeah, let's keep that. Although, yeah, let's close that too. Okay. So, I've been talking for half an hour. Wow. Okay, where was I? Oh, not too long. Got Christmas stuff to prepare, but no problem. Yeah, thank you for dropping by. I'm a lurker, lol. Yeah, thank you. Honestly, I say that like, oh yeah, thank you, but like honestly, I appreciate that. I'm trying to remember what was I saying. Something about slave abusive jokes. There's also some that I. Oh yeah, right. So another thing that I like about Slave and the humor about him, like yeah, I'm embracing I'm embracing now the making fun of him, like the jokes at his expense. I'm embracing that now, but also at the same time, um, I always try to make the jokes more on how people treat him and not his actual worth as a person or as a character. Because I try to portray him as actually very competent. Like he's a smart boy. He's a good kid, honestly. Like you'll have other people. Like I'm gonna take Friendship is Witchcraft as an example again. Um, yeah, so you've got jokes like where you've got two kinds of spike jokes in there and in other media too, but to take them for an example, you have like the jokes that are where you have like jokes where it's about how others treat him, and you have jokes about that he actually is a low life character. but I don't want to portray him as a low life character. The way I portray him, like especially in episode 6, he's competent. He's a good guy. He's ambitious, and he speaks the truth. But he's underappreciated. Let's call it that. Um, the original show also sometimes went into a direction of portraying him as incompetent, so depending on the writer. But overall, he is competent. Like aside from a couple episodes that portray him a certain way, overall in the show he is very competent. He's very important also, which is especially like in the later seasons being acknowledged more. Um, like he's an important character and he's a good person. So yeah, I try to portray Slave similarly. Like he's just underappreciated. That's just the sad truth. Like how Slave, Spike. Sorry, this is confusing for me. I'm so used to I'm so used calling them by their actual like Welcome to the H.E.R.D names. So yeah, Spike is has sort of been underappreciated for a long time, and I feel like, well, no, I don't think that's the case anymore. But I feel like for a long time he was still being underappreciated. Um, yeah, and like not necessarily by the characters of the show, but by like hold on, okay, but by the fandom. Uh, and I sort of have this approach where he's being underappreciated by the other characters, but he's actually important. And you can already see in, for example, episode 6 at the end that this is like we're already at a turning point. Like I try to balance it to not have it too extreme. um, One joke I really like is like this is also going with the "shut up, slave" running gag, which by the way was not supposed to be a running gag. Purple Star said it once in episode 1, and then in some other episode she said it again, but I think at that point I had forgotten that she'd said it before. And then I realized at some point, like, oh, she said the exact same thing in episode 1. Okay. And then in episode 6, I have 3 times where he's being told to shut up. Yeah, so I love how like first of all it's the 3 act structure. Which there was supposed to be a 4th one, but I cut that one because again, three-part structure. Like the instant that got cut of "shut up, slave" is when Sing and Long are running him over, and he's like, "Purple Star, help! I'm being slave nabbed!" And you could hear Purple Star in the background like, "Shut up, slave!" I'm being slave nabbed. Shut up. Yeah, I cut that one because I wanted to follow the 3 part structure. It was also the only one within that episode where it wasn't something that was said in response to him trying to sing, which is considering that it is a much more musical episode. Like there's 2 long songs in it, and it is about a rapper coming to town and Slave wanting to become a singer. Like basically he just wants to be worth something, but he tries to achieve that through singing. Yeah, so in this 4th case, that wasn't really a response to him trying to sing, whereas with every other one it was. Like the first one was after the theme song is done, Like, welcome to the blah blah. Heard. And he's like, welcome to the shut up slave. Which is the first time. Then the second time is after the first song. Like that rap battle. And he's like, now you're dealing with me. I won't let you hurt my... Shut up, slave. And then the third time, after the second song, which is, if you count this theme song, it is always after a song in that episode, where there's like this epic moment when they've already defeated the Nova Bear with the music. And there's like this epic instrumental moment with I think it's an organ that's playing. I don't know. I think it is. I'm not an expert in music, which is why I'm not gonna be writing the soundtrack for Welcome to the H.E.R.D 7. Yeah, but I'm getting off topic. Okay, so yeah, there's this epic instrumental, and then this part that is actually in the real piece of music, which I thought I have to use that. Whereas this like this drop, and I thought like, okay, I'm gonna have fun with that, because this is basically the climax of the episode, and then it's just like Slave trying to be a part of the song and singing the refrain with the power and the might, and then Purple Star and Blue Star are both together like, shut up, slave. And that's like a little bonding moment between them at the expense of Slave, and I love it. Yeah, yeah, I love Slave, but I also love making fun of him. um, yeah. Slave, I guess I would say Slave is one of my favorite characters. Like definitely my. I'm not really a person who picks favorite or like has favorites or anything, but if I had to pick like a top 3 out of the main cast, I guess I would say Slave is on number 3, and then number 1 and number 2, I don't know which one would be more my favorite, but that would be Rainbow Ass and General Weirdness. Both of them are really fun to write. Both of them are really fun to voice. And honestly, like, they're really fun characters. Okay, hold on. Gotta get going. But keep up the creativity, my dude. Okay, yeah, thanks for dropping by again. Yeah, thanks. And, have fun with, what was it? Yeah, Christmas stuff. Have fun with that. Bye. Okay, let's see. Are we back on? Yep, we are back on 1. Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah. Okay. General Weirdness and Rainbow Ass. They're super fun. They're fun to write, fun to voice. Okay, now I'm getting back into it. Yeah, seriously, those two are a blast. Like, honestly, I've been going on for almost an hour. Should we cut it at an hour? Because I have a lot more to say, but this is my first stream. I don't know. Should I? I don't know. I'm having fun here, but like, okay, I'll just go up to the hour and then I'll see how I feel. So, General Weirdness, funny story. First of all, she might just be the single one most interesting character from an outside perspective. Like I love all of the characters, but like for a viewer, she might be the most outstanding one. I mean, she is pretty weird. But funny story, she was originally not like that at all. It was more of a happy coincidence that I ended up with someone like her, like who she is now. Um, because when I first wrote the first episode, she was basically just Pinkie Pie voiced by me. Um, yeah, basically, she was a sort of caricature of Pinkie Pie. Uh, yeah, it's like more crazy than Pinkie Pie. Who can be that? But okay, so she was, let's say she was basically Pinkie Pie, voiced by me. Um, a little bit weirder. And I don't know if the name or the voice came first, but the name basically was me going, okay, I need a name for her, but what could I call her? And I was trying to see if I could maybe work something off of her cutie mark, because most of the characters are named after their cutie marks. So like Purple Star is called Purple Star because her cutie mark is a purple star. Butterfly Butt is called Butterfly Butt because she has butterflies on her butt. Rainbow Ass is called that because she has a rainbow on her ass, and also because she is like, at least originally she was based on a character from a German YouTube series who's also called Ass, who basically is, at first at least, based off on based off from based off of yeah based off of Ash Ketchum. Like, this YouTube series basically is an anime parody, and at in one episode there was like this character introduced who is like Ash Ketchum but a parody of it, and he's called Ass. Um, and he became a fan favorite and became the third main character basically over time. Yeah, and Rainbow Ass originally was based on that character, like in a lot of ways, honestly. Um, yeah, so that's why she's called Rainbow Ass. Let's see. There's also Vice Versa, who honestly, that has nothing to do with her cutie mark. That's just because she's German and she's white, and Vice Versa is basically a white sausage. Which I guess she is kind of. She's kind of a. She is kind of a white sausage. Um, yeah, Slave obviously doesn't have a cutie mark, but he's obviously the slave to Purple Star, so he's called Slave. Yeah, and a lot of characters are named that way. Am I forgetting one of the main characters? Oh, Poisoned Apple. Well, apples, and also it's a Disney reference, like the poison apple from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Dwarfs? Yeah, dwarfs. Which, by the way, is also why her first personality that she assumed in episode 3 was Grumpy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Originally, she was supposed to be like a character that would contain a lot of Disney references, but over time that kinda became less important, and the taking of different personalities became more important, because when I was writing the beginning of, you know what, I'm gonna get back to that later. So Rainbow Ass and General Weirdness. Yeah, General Weirdness. So I thought if I could work out a name based on her cutie mark, I couldn't really think of something. And I thought, okay, so what's her personality? Like, what was it back then? She's weird. She's kind of crazy. She's like, she's weirdness. It was kind of hard to work with that, but like eventually I thought like she's total weirdness. That all sounds so weird. That's all not really sounding right. And eventually I landed on okay, she's generally weird. Okay, general weirdness. And then I was like, okay, so now she has a military rank. Oh, she's been in the army as a general in some kind of war that nobody knows about. Um, yeah, so I did then put that into her character as well. But as for her voice, which is the lucky coincidence I was talking about earlier, um, like basically she was just Pinkie Pie, and I was oh hey Vino, um uh okay, so what have you missed? So first of all, I showed the art that I have so far that I have not worked on since because I've been getting in such a talk. But honestly, like I initially had this drawing anyway to just be like, okay, in case the talking isn't interesting enough. But I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb here and be optimistic for once in my life. But I feel like my talking is at this point interesting enough. I don't know. Okay, so what you have missed is, well, considering I've already told you a lot, like in private conversations, there's not much that. Okay, you know what? I've jumped around a lot, which is why I'm called Jumpy. No, that's not really true, but like, I've talked about a lot of little things, so I honestly don't know. I don't know what I've talked about. Like I could name a couple things, but I'm basically just running on autopilot right now. Um, First of all, I'm super glad that you're here. Um, I really appreciate that you could come, and yeah. The stream is gonna be up on YouTube if I can figure out how to do that, and hopefully that won't be too hard. But then you can, if you want, watch what you've missed so far, like an hour of me talking. I guess that's I don't know. Um, yeah. Okay. So I think I've told you personally already this story I'm telling right now, but so, originally, General Weirdness was, her voice was also completely normal, but like it was my impression of Pinkie Pie, sort of. And not like. So, what I use for transcript readings, which we do in that group that I mentioned earlier, where I usually voice Pinkie Pie, that's more of an interpretation of Pinkie Pie, which is, let's see, wow, that's really weird. I don't know a line right now, but this is sort of my interpretation of Pinkie Pie, not really an impression, because clearly that's not Pinkie Pie, but like, it's sort of the same vein. But that's not the voice that I. Okay, hold on. Oh, no worries, mate. Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm happy you're here too. Like seriously. Um, yeah, like this is my Pinkie Pie interpretation that I use for transcript readings, but my Pinkie Pie impression that I used for general weirdness in the first episode is like basically just a high voice, like hold on, what did she say? Freeze! I have like okay, I think that was actually before I rewrote the first episode, because I rewrote that one. I don't know, but I'm for the sake of example, I'm just gonna go off the line that ends up being in the episode, because I don't remember much from, like, I don't think I remember anything from the first draft. It's been like a couple years. Okay, so freeze! I have chills. I don't know. I don't remember how I did the voice, but basically what I was doing is I was copying basically what Pinkie Pie sounds like in the actual show, which is obviously not at all what she sounds like, but like basically what I would copy it in my head, and the voice that would actually come out of my mouth would be a new voice. But yeah, that was just my going off point. And that was before all the stuff with her actually weird voice started. So yeah, the first couple. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that. Okay, so why she has this effect is just because for a different project that I never ended up actually doing, where there was a Discord type of character, like a similar character, and I wanted that character to speak both forward and backward at the same time. So basically, I would have a copy of everything that character would say, reverse it, and have both of them play at the same time. And I was just using Pinkie Pie's dialogue to test that effect, to like hear what it would sound like if you could still make out what they was actually saying. And then I also added this, like, I also pitched down the reverse one to have this, like, double effect to differentiate between the two. And I ended up really liking that. And I ended up really liking how Pinkie Pie, like General Weirdness, sounded with that voice. And I was like, I should just do this for her. I don't really have a personality for her as of this point that is beyond Pinkie Pie, but weirder. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give her that voice and gonna play into that. And that ended up being General Weirdness. And so yeah, and now back to the other thing that I kept myself from saying earlier. The first couple episodes, her voice was basically like, "Wee, let's wreck that bitch!" Like, very high. That's all it is in the first couple episodes. But with every episode, I sort of got higher and higher. And on the other end with Rainbow Ass, I went deeper and deeper. So General Weirdness, before it was like, oh, she's so cute when she's crying. And now it's like, now the same line nowadays would be like, oh, she's so cute when she's crying. So basically, actually, General Weirdness has two kind of moods, which is super energetic and this is actually my warm-up for voicing her. Yeah. She's like super energetic and she's all over the place, and her voice is quivering and shaking. And she also has a more casual mode, which is like, yeah, Rainbow S, you know you can't live without me. Same goes for you, Purple Star. Which is, yeah, a little bit deeper, but still kind of like in this weird register. Honestly, she's so much fun to voice. Yeah, and she's super crazy. There's a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of mystery surrounding her, and I already know sort of where that's going. I already know a lot of things in advance, but I'm not gonna tell you. No, that would be spoilers. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise. But I have... She maybe has the most background of all of the characters already planned. Rainbow S, on the other hand, has the least. Like, at this point, Rainbow S is not even really a character. She's... Out of all of them, she's the flattest one. Like, personality-wise. She's not really she's a two-dimensional character, Rainbow S. More so than the others. at this point, like all of the others, I can imagine holding an episode on their own. With Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash. With Rainbow Dash, I don't think she could hold an entire episode on her own. But I'm fleshing her out more as it goes. So far, she has only been like a side character, so I didn't really need to expand much. Hold on. Honestly, General Witness is my favorite voice you do, but you already knew that. Yeah, she's one of my favorite voices too. I said that earlier. I think before you joined. Yeah. General Weirdness is so fun. Like that's also a super unique voice. Like I would love to hear other people try to do impressions of her, because I genuinely don't know if that's like a hard voice to do. At this point for me it's like second nature, so I kind of can just go right into it and just I could basically do the entire stream with this voice. I mean, my voice would be pretty beat at at like after an hour or so, but I don't care. Like, yeah, I could voice this character for a couple hours. Like, I could just do that. It's become second nature to me. Same as Rainbow S, which is yeah, let's get back to Rainbow S, because she's honestly okay, yeah, so where was I? Let's see. It was something with Rainbow S. I know so much. I should probably, by the way, mention again, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I will see them, and I will try to answer them if I can. Yeah. Okay, so Rainbow S. Oh yeah, right. So while General Weirdness's voice was getting higher with every episode, and Purple Star also went a little bit lower, from like, maybe I should, to like, you guys wait here, I'll go in. Yeah, Rainbow S really went lower, because at the point of the first couple episodes, I was like going as deep as I could, which is only like, usually I love worshipping butts. Where's she going? And now it's like, usually I love worshipping butts. Where's she going? Like, it's a little bit deeper, but it's also dirtier. Like, it's a really dirty voice. Which is honestly perfect to describe Rainbow as, because she's so... She really has a dirty mind. My own mind got dirtier just by writing her character. Like, ever since I started writing for Welcome to the H.E.R.D, I got so much better at picking up on double entendres and that kind of stuff, just because I wrote her. Because, okay, listen, I'm still impressed by myself with the first episode, the first scene that that Rainbow S is in, where it's like every single line that Purple Star is responding, she can find something to make fun of. Like, okay, what was the exchange? It was like, okay, so she crashed into her. She was like, sorry, I don't know. Did she say sorry? No, hold on. I wish I could have joined you on the stream, but as I said on Discord, I just got the message, and I don't know if it's too late for me to join or not. Oh, I did actually not see, let me look that up. I did not see your message yet. I see it now. Hold on. Okay. No, honestly, if you want to join, be my guest. I don't know how I could make it that they could hear you, honestly. Definitely, when I stream again, be my guest. Join me. I would love to have you on here. Um, we could try to. I don't know. How would I have? How could I? Because I really want you to join. Um, um, for everyone who doesn't know, which is basically everyone, because why would you know? Except Optic, if he's still watching. Optic would know. Vinyl, like me and Vinyl, we're friends. Like really close friends. I don't know. Can I say we're really close friends? Like uh we like each other. Like we have a really uh, we have a really good friendship. Let's call it that. We have a lot of fun together, and I did actually invite her to join this stream, but I did kind of ask pretty late, so it's probably on me that you didn't get the message earlier, but yeah, I don't know how I could make it so that they could hear you. But we'll definitely work on that for the next stream. Yeah, I would love to have you on. Mm, so, Rainbow Ass. Uh, I have an awful memory, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to refine my train of thoughts a lot of a lot of the time. Let's see, Rainbow Ass. Her voice got deeper. Yes. Yeah. Um, let's see. F- was there? Did I have a follow up on that? Um, so I don't think I did. So let's move on. Butterfly Butt and Vice Versa, they didn't really change much. Like I got better at their voices, but they didn't really change much. One thing that changed with Butterfly Butt was that initially she was like, um, she was supposed to be like, um, to describe her, like, she would be mean to everyone and curse all the time, but because she has such a nice voice, like nobody picks up on her being obviously a piece of shit. So she could just literally say what she wants, and everyone would just be like, "Oh, you're so cute." But I did the mistake of them eventually acknowledging her what she said, so I can't really go back on that, which is sad because I really like that joke. I could work that in with some other character. Um, hold on. No, it's okay. I should have seen the message sooner, but yeah, I'll definitely try. Yeah, that's great. I don't know when the next stream will be, but I will tell you ahead of time. um, yeah. Um, I can definitely reuse that idea because like I haven't really officially shown any, like, as let's call it like as that. As far as you know, this is not part of her character because it has not been explicitly shown that nobody picks up on that. Um, they so far they just seemed to ignore it. So I can definitely reuse that idea because I would love to do that. I love that idea that, like, she's so blatantly mean, but just because her voice is so sweet, uh, nobody picks up on her being like the worst person. She's the only person in the whole show who curses all the time. All the other characters only curse like at certain moments, like when Sing in episode 6 was like, what the fuck are you talking about, or what the hell are you talking about? Like, I asked Strumpet, who voiced Sing and Long, if she was okay with cursing, I actually had I actually had an alternate line where it was like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Um, but I asked her if she was okay with cursing because I felt like actually cursing would have enhanced the joke because my characters, except for Butterfly Butt, don't curse a lot. So it makes it even more effective when they actually do. And I felt like this joke would be much funnier if he actually swore. Like, what did Blue Star say? Mr. Singh, Mr. Long, it's time to come clean. My performance is best with an awesome beat. My music was in the cut, crushed by the beast. I can't rap without it. I'm face to feet. What the hell are you talking about? You have been rapping this entire time! Yeah, I love Strumpet's performance as Sing and Long. I don't think I could have gotten I don't think I could have gotten anybody better. Like, okay. Um in hindsight, I found out that Wupcake, who I had on a previous episode, actually does do a really good Snips and Snares impression, which I'm pretty sure I knew at that point that I was making the episode, but did not remember, so I didn't ask her. And also, Strumpet was not my first choice, but ultimately, I couldn't be happier. Like I'm honestly, I think she was in the end the perfect pick I could have had, because my first choice was a person that is too, let's call it, too popular to reach. Like, not to say that's a bad thing, but like, it's hard to contact that person just because they get messaged so much. And it was around that exact time that I had first spoken to Strumpet, and I knew that she did a bit of voice acting, so I asked her if she wanted to do it, and she wanted she wanted to do it. And when I heard her, I was like, okay, this is honestly perfect. Like, this doesn't sound like Snips and Snails, but I literally do not care if it sounds like Snips and Snails. It sounds good, and it sounds exactly like what I need, and this is perfect. And she did a great job. Um, so yeah. Also, uh, I, I said in the beginning, I am a rambler. I talk a lot, and it's hard to keep a stream of conscience. It's hard to keep a train of thought, just because my mind goes into all different directions. Um, yeah, which is why it's hard to have a conversation with me, because if I talk about one thing, there's like 10 other things that this goes, like 10 different directions this conversation could go into, and each one of those has 10 more directions. It's basically like an entire tree of all everything. um which is why I talk a lot, and which is why probably streams are the best for me. By the way, I did plan to go on Twitch in the future for a completely separate project, but I'm not gonna say much about that because it's not it's not a solo project, and I'm not sure what I can say at this point about it. So I'm gonna leave it at that and not say much more. But yeah, I do have a project planned with somebody that would be streamed on Twitch. And at some point in the future, it might be a couple years. I don't know. So Yeah, let's see. Dum dum dum. Okay, so what did I say before I got to sing and long? Um, something about Herd 6, like episode 6. By the way, for episode 6, and I guess, oh yeah, right. Yeah, I'll just throw this little piece in. Episode Before episode 6, I had no experience with rapping, which you might be able to tell. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a good rapper, but I don't know any um I don't know any people who are fluent in English who do rap. Like I do actually know a couple rapper. Like a cousin of mine is actually a rapper. Um, he actually got me the beats for episode 6. Um, yeah, but like they're not his, but he got them to me. He told me how to credit them, and I credited them as such. But yeah, he got me the beats that I used in episode 6, and actually a couple more, which I'm gonna keep for when Blue Star returns in later episodes. Um, but yeah, in prepar, you, I hope you, like, I'm just right now demanding the credit that I deserve for this, because in preparation for episode 6, I like spent days just sitting at the computer and listening to rap, different kinds of rap. I just so I like not only raps but also a little bit of rap theory, like different kinds of lines that you could do, like different rhyme structures. But mostly I listened to rap, and I actually found a video on YouTube that was like somebody streaming multiple hours of rapping. Like it was a challenge of how long that person could keep rapping, and they had lyrics that they wrote and would rap, but at some point they just had to improvise because they ran out of script. And also at some point I think their computer crashed, and like his computer crashed, and he just kept rapping and improvising. And I watched all of that. I listened to all of that and much more. I looked up famous rappers. I looked and listened to their stuff. I looked up different categories of rapping and everything, just to be prepared for this episode where I would have to write and sing rap songs with no prior experience. So I hope it's worth it. There's honestly some little quick. Laugh hard. Hello. I'm glad you could join in. Yeah. So honestly, I am proud of some of the lines. Like some of those lines are, in my opinion, considering I don't have any prior experience, pretty good. Um, yeah. Overall, I'm pretty proud. Like, okay, the refrain, like the chorus of Stella Nova. I'm super proud of that chain rhyme, because this is another thing that I did research for. Because they're called Blue Star and Purple Star. And before that, in school, I did like a presentation on like a dual star system kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I want to reuse this, because if Blue Star and Purple Star are performing together, it is sort of a dual star thing, and they're rapping against a bear that looks like space. So what would be more perfect? So I actually went to the Wikipedia article and uh, read up about the topic again, and it is called in English a stellar nova, when two stars float so close to each other that they sort of combine into a double star. And that is called a stellar nova. Which is also, by the way, why it's called the Nova Bear. And not like Space Bear or whatever. But like Nova Bear, because it is a stellar nova. And like, not only did I write a chorus that is a chain rhyme, but also that chorus functions as the explanation as to what a stellar nova is. And I'm so proud that I pulled that off without it being awkward. Like, with the power and the might of two enlightened stars combined when they are close and they are bright. Okay, hold on. So, with the power and the might of two enlightened stars combined when they are close and both shine bright, they fuse together, it's a sight. They brighten up the darkest night, and with their awe-inspiring light, they show the way, and they show the way, and they will guide, and with it we will win this fight. Like, okay, half of it is an explanation of what a stellar nova is, like, first of all. The other half is, like, basically a pep talk to that Blue Star gives herself and also Purple Star. But, like, yeah. And that's an entire chain of rhyme that, in my opinion, does not sound forced. So, wow. I'm honestly I gotta give myself credit for this, because this is honestly, I'm honestly proud of that. Also, I totally love A Blue Star in Town, which is like, I listened to the music and I was like, okay, what can I do with this? And the chorus was actually the first thing I did, like, and I was like, okay, what can I do with this? Blue Star. I already knew she was called Blue Star because I had, like, written out the basic plot, of course. So yeah, and I was like, Blue Star in Town. And basically because she's like the new star in town and she's also Blue Star in town. Eventually I was like, there's a new star in town. I'm Blue Star, there's a Blue Star in town, and all that stuff. Basically I worked from there. Yeah. This was so fun to do. I'm thinking, what other parts do I like especially? I guess the end of A Blue Star in Town is I like a lot. Just like when Poisoned Apple joins in, and it's like, what was it? Oh yeah, we should, after this we should get back, like, this is coming full circle. I should get back to Poison Apple because I had something to say on her still. So yeah, she was like, okay, what was it? I don't have it all in my head anymore. Okay, so Vice was like, no. Okay. Ow, I just came. You call that a challenge? Who's next? Well, I do believe that would be me. And even though I may be the whitest rapper in history. I don't know if people pick up on that, but it's like the thing that what people say of, like, white people can't rap, and it's like some, yeah, like, white people can't rap and she's white, and so she's basically saying, I may be the whitest rapper in history. Who's next? Well, I do believe that would be me, and even though I may be the whitest rapper in history, it's no problem by far. White ponies are superior. Your skills are superb. Blah, 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 blah. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Yo, crazy little Yo, crazy little pony, what you think is your deal? You ain't nothing but a phony who pretends to have appeal. You should know that changing style is my battle class, so today I'll be a rapper just to kick your ass. Don't lie, you're impressed. I'm a legend, you're a joke, and my rhymes are all the best. Eat the lines I spit and choke, you're done. Which is like, I really like that part. I like how snappy it is, how it like works really well as a roasting, and also how it works with the visuals, because she's like, eat the lines I spit and choke as she's choking on an apple in the actual footage. And I really like that. And then of course it's again, it's followed by Slave trying to be a part of it. Now you're dealing with me. I won't let you hurt my. Oh, shut up, Slave. Yeah. Okay, now as I said, coming full circle to back to Poison Apple, who like half an hour ago I wanted to say like her voice did change a lot, which is I guess fitting for her character, but like yeah. So first of all, like her voice changed recently, even for the last time, and I'm not talking of like the obvious stuff where she's like taking on a persona. I mean her bass voice, which is like was an Applejack impression at first, like howdy purple pony, y'all ain't apple colored, but I like you anyway. At least you're not orange colored. Which is also a great line. Like, you're not apple colored, but I like you anyway. At least you're not orange colored. Aren't you orange? Yeah, pretty ironic, ain't it? I like that. Yeah, basically it was just an Applejack impression. And so just my attempt at a southern accent, and a little bit deeper, I guess. But it was basically not too different from Purple Star with a southern accent, just like, yeah. But I wanted to differentiate the two a little bit more, so I made so yeah, Purple Star got also deeper, but at the same time, Poison Apple got even more deeper, which is like she was like this around episode 4, where she would just be very deep, and I'm not gonna sell my apples anymore. Also, I'm taking this trophy. But then I recently I decided I'm not really happy with her voice, and so now, which you I think for the first time I'm gonna hear in the promo, which is on screen, which I'm working on currently, but like in the promo for the first time you're gonna hear like I gave her a breathier voice, which is like well, I'm part of the Apple Assassins, which is an organization that is poisoning food and then feeding sad food to our targets, and yeah, that's me. So she almost has the, like when she's talking about her family and her personalities, she gets this like metaphorical spark in her eyes, and she's like, yeah, that's pretty much me. That's what I'm all about. That's my personality. She this like almost childlike excitement, which is really cute. But just in general, she's a lot breathier. Like, so, I just look into the camera and introduce myself. Yeah, which does differentiate her more from Purple Star. Which is what I wanted, so that's great. Also, on the topic of Poison Apple changing her personalities, you will find it often, like not too often, but repeatedly, that I bring things up in the writing at the same point that I am realizing them myself. Like, for example, exactly the point in episode 3 where Poisoned Apple, like the beginning of episode 3, where Poisoned Apple is like, you know, I thought, since I'm clearly the most uninspired character of our group, who has hardly changed from our original character, I decided to try out different personalities. Let's see what fits me. Like, basically, like, that was exactly the moment where I myself realized that I had not written a character for her. She's just Applejack, but she poisons food. Which is not a character. That's not enough, so I decided to add something to that. This is sort of getting meta, because not only was it at that exact point that she is bringing it up in the show that I realized it myself and wrote it in, but also over the course of the episode where she is trying to find her new personality by changing to different personalities. That was also me as a writer trying to figure out what could be her new personality. And then at some point while I was writing that episode, I was like, okay, you know what? I like this. Maybe this is just her new personality, changing personality all the time. And then at the end of the episode, I also wrote her having that realization of like, you know, maybe my trait could be changing personality itself. And it's like we're both realizing it at the same time, which also happened in episode 2 with Full Moon, who at the exact moment that I wrote that part of the episode, I made her say, you know, I just realized it's called Uranus Spiral, and I'm all about butts and stuff. Which is also at that point that I realized that she basically has the same voice as Rainbow Ass. Which is why I tried to make Rainbow Ass's voice deeper. Following that. Excuse me. But yeah. I guess... I mean, Full Moon is never gonna come back. She's dead. She's canonically dead. She melted. She had a horrific, very painful death. She literally melted from the Rainbow Diamond Uranus Spiral. Uranus. Yeah, but like, if I had her return, I guess her voice would be more villainous and like almost snake-like, like not, but like. This is clearly not Rainbow Ass. This is a more sinister person. Unlike Rainbow Ass, who's super cheery and like, she has fun. I fuck Butterfly Bird. Which is very in character for her to just randomly say. Which I hope I have shown so far. Yeah, she has no shame. But that would clearly be a differentiation in voice between Rainbow Ass and Full Moon, which would be important to me if Full Moon ever returned. And who knows, like, Nightmare Moon as a concept returns later on in the series. So it's not out of the question that she's gonna be like, not officially returning, but like flashbacks or whatever. Like, backstories. That kind of stuff. That could happen. I don't think it would. Also, other characters who are canonically... Okay, so, yeah. Sing and Long are not officially dead. They are implied to be dead. That's what she said. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, yeah. Why don't you get me? Yeah, so Sing and Long are implied to have been killed and or eaten by the Nova Bear at the end of episode 6. But because I wasn't sure if I wanted them to return, just because, yeah, like I like the versions I wrote for them. Of like being a satire of companies, like in their case music companies, but also like in general just companies, And also, like, I would love to have Stompage return for them if they ever got like back into the show. Like, I would totally get her back. Like, I love her performance with them, but I just wasn't sure if I needed to get them back. But I mean, later on in the actual show, where their characters returned every now and then with the on the topic of Bug Ball, which, like, at that point the first Bug Ball episode was already out, where like snails became like part of the team of the Bug Ball players. But then in later episode where they revisited that idea, and then actually Snips was there too. And this was great because at that time episode 6 was already out, and suddenly Snips was like the business guy trying to promote the team, who was like clearly interested in making a profit through the merchandise, which is like exactly what their characters are in Welcome to the H.E.R.D. So this works perfectly. So if I wanted them to return, I absolutely it is almost as if the show had leaned into that, which obviously they didn't, because that episode was definitely written, not published before, but definitely written before episode like Welcome to the H.E.R.D 6. But seriously, like, this is actually perfect. Which there's a couple instances where things just work out perfectly for Welcome to the H.E.R.D. I can't think of any right now, but I know I've thought of a couple. Oh yeah, Twilight 7. It's perfect. When I watched the episode, I was like, this. I could turn this into a Welcome to the H.E.R.D episode so well, because it is basically them trying to infiltrate the castle to get to the throne room and steal the crown. This is perfect. This is almost like an actual Welcome to the H.E.R.D episode. Like, not from the writing or the humor, but like I could do a lot with that episode, which is great because it's episode 200. It's special. It's special. But yeah, that's great. I do plan to abridge the entire show and also Equestria Girls. Realistically, this is not gonna work unless I actually start being able to make a living off of it. So subscribe to my Patreon, yay. No, seriously, go, go, support me now. Do it. No, but like, yeah, realistically, it's unlikely, like, at this point, like, if I have to do it all alone because I can't hire like editors. This is like the most important thing. I need an editor, because that would most of the production process is the editing. And if I just had somebody to do that, and could pay somebody to do that, which is why I would need Patreon. Like, first of all, like, this is not the main reason, but like, this would definitely be the first thing that I would finance through Patreon, which is an editor. Because if I had somebody who could edit while I'm doing all the other stuff, that would take a lot of the time that I could instead spend on doing more episodes. I'm not gonna work on future episodes before I'm not done editing this one, like the one that I'm respectively working on at that moment, because at the point that I actually am done with that episode, I could basically rewrite what I had for the next episode, because I've improved since then. Like, just my sense of everything would be better. So there's really no point in me spending time on the next episode just to revise everything later on again. Which is also why I haven't done the thumbnail for this, like episode 7 yet. Just because I did the I've always done the thumbnail pretty early because it was something relatively quick that I could check off my list. But I'm really, like, you can actually see when you go on my channel, like, I have 3 videos that use the thumbnail from Welcome to the H.E.R.D 6, and you see between the promo and, like, between the teaser trailer and the actual episodes, you can see there are differences, because I redid the entire lighting and all of that. Like, I recolored it basically because I was not happy with the lighting in the first one, which I still used just so there is a difference between the thumbnails of the 2 videos. Also, I think I did the second one after the teaser trailer came out. But, like, basically, also in terms of the line work and the drawing itself just in general, now I look at it and I don't like it anymore. Just because it's so old. Like, even at the point that I actually got to use it, it was already pretty old, like at least half a year. And at that point, I was already better than that. So this time, I want to wait with the thumbnail until very late into the process, just so it is more current, because that's really important to me. That I don't already hate it when it's done, because, like, episode 6 took, like, I think a year, like a full year to make, and episode 7 I think is gonna take a lot less, but at the same time I haven't made a lot of progress lately because I've been busy with other things, other projects, and also because of these promos, which yeah, also take a lot of time. Like, you wouldn't believe it, but excuse me, you wouldn't believe it, but these animatics, they take a lot of time, and I know that from experience because I've been in a couple audio dramas as the person who provides the drawings for certain scenes, and I'm just an overachiever. I have once drawn for one scene about 60 pictures, which is a lot, and you can definitely see me rushing it towards the end. But even aside from that, like seriously, I was such an overachiever. At some point, my name Jumpy became like a synonym for being an overachiever. So basically, like, the director would be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, you know what? The other people, they saw your scene in the last episode, and now they're all like some of them are putting in a lot more pictures than last time, and we just started calling that doing a jumpy, or we called them jumpies, or I don't remember what it was. It's been a while, but, like, that's funny considering that I'm usually, I would say, lazy. I don't know. I'm not a very committed person. So it's weird that my name has gotten a synonym for being an overachiever. But also, I need to dial that back. And I'm trying to deal it back with this. But still, it's gonna be a lot of pictures that I have to draw, that I have to refine, and color and everything. I probably won't do lighting. But like, I'm at this point, even I'm not sure if I should just drop backgrounds altogether and just like have a colored background, like a color card. I don't know. But point is, this takes a lot of time, and these promos will take a lot of time to complete. Um, the good thing is they're separate, so if I get done with this one, I could theoretically just release it. I probably won't release it right away, but I will release it while I'm working on the others. So I'm not gonna wait until I'm done with all of them, so I can upload them over time, which was the point of doing several of them. I just want more people to know about Welcome to the Herd because honestly, I think this show has a lot of potential. I think the show is funny. Like, let me be optimistic for once and give myself credit, but I actually do think that this show is really good. Like, pretty good at least. And I would love more people to know about it because I think the main problem at this point is just that so few people know about it. I have tried to get reactionists to react to the show, but first of all, most of them didn't respond because they either didn't see my message or they maybe watched the first episode and decided, nah. I mean, the first episode is so bad. And I mean, for all they know, it's not gonna improve much. I don't know. Like I want this show to be more known. Like I think the problem is just that it's not being advertised well enough. And yeah, that's on me because I should advertise it better, but it's kind of hard to do that. Like for me at least. I hope that these promos will work a little bit against that. I have been talking for almost 2 hours, and there's still 2 people here. There's 2 likes, which is great. So, again, are there any questions anybody has for me? Like anything specific, anything about the show, anything about the characters, anything about the behind the scenes, anything. I could keep talking, but I would actually love to answer some questions too, if there are some that some people have. Yeah. So, the oh, by the way, Vinyl, you already know this, but I think I told you. But so let's talk about the best book in the world, Dethroning 101, All You Ever Wanted to Know About Killing Monarchs, but were too afraid to ask, which is a bestseller. This sound, this is actually supposed to be like, okay, so let's go back in time to the first episode. I still had to find my voice, like what the whole show was supposed to be, and so I made a couple of jokes in the first 2 episodes that are not typical of me or the show, but like I was trying some different stuff. And so this joke specifically was just supposed to be a reference to Welcome is Witchcraft. To Friendship is Witchcraft. Yeah, that's the title. Friendship is Witchcraft. This like trombone or trumpet or whatever it is, this like that is playing after a lot of the jokes. I did never plan that to be like, I didn't never planned that to be like a thing that I did after jokes like friendship is witchcraft, because of course that would just be copying. But at this specific moment, the like, um, where's that book? Ah, there it is. Dethroning 101. All you ever wanted to know about killing monarchs, but were too afraid to ask. Why would you have such a book in the first place? It's a bestseller. Like, that was the one moment that I wanted that joke. Like that reference, just like a gag, a one-off gag. Um, yeah, just because the joke is like, I don't feel like I have to explain you the joke. If I have to explain the joke, it's not funny anymore. But like, okay, so specifically why I used the sound effect there was not because of the line "it's a bestseller," but because that line is the punchline to the idea of why would Purple Star have such a specific and weird book in her collection. Like, why does she have a guide on killing monarchs? Why does she have that? Well, it's a bestseller. Which honestly is a great character line for Purple Star. She's a okay, so she thinks of herself as a trendsetter, but she's just a trend follower. Like literally the only reason why she even wants to kill Princess Hotplot is because everybody else is trying to, and now she wants to be the first one to succeed. But if nobody else, like if not everybody else would already be trying, she wouldn't try herself. So yeah, she's and this is also here sort of in a way, because she only has that book because it is a bestseller. That's the only reason she has that book, and now it just happens to be useful to her. So yeah, that's the joke, and that's why I had that specific sound effect there. But then in the second episode, she was like looking for something to stop full moon, which, by the way, I love that in this version she is the one who brought her there, and it just backfired. So she was trying to find a way to stop her, and then general weirdness just pulls out. Like, she just points out that there's this book, Dethroning 101, all you ever wanted to know about killing monarchs, but were too afraid to ask. Oh, how did you find it? It's a bestseller! Like, obviously a callback to the original scene where it's like, Elements of Harmony, a reference guide. How did you find it? It was on the E! Like... And then also the O afterwards, like, oh. This is a thing that I loved to do, and I'm not sure if I still do it, but I definitely did it a couple times in the old episode, which was like just repurposing lines that they actually said in the original, but just with a different context. Like, also in the first Vice-Verse, like in the Vice-Verse introduction scene where it was like, she talks about how she wants to spill Hotplot's blood and turn her white coat pink again. And Purple Star runs off with like, quick, before she decides to dye my coat a new color, which is what she actually said in the original, but here it has a new context, of like murdering her. Yeah, and I did that here too with the how did you find it? But I gave it a new purpose, and I wanted to reuse that line of "it's a bestseller" because it made sense to get back to that joke, because repetition is funny if you don't do it too often. Yeah. Which is maybe ironic to say because I have that joke in every single episode, so obviously I am repeating it very often. But like, you know, I see it more as a challenge to myself to not only have like not only integrate that line of Teeth Running 101, it's a bestseller, into every single episode, but I also want to challenge myself with seeing in how many different ways I can tell that joke. Because I don't just want it to be like, oh, this is the book, Teeth Running 101, it's a bestseller. Oh, haha, after the 100th time it gets boring. Probably after the 20th time already, like, yeah, but I want to tell it from, I want to reuse the joke, like, sort of the whole premise of Phineas and Ferb. Like, Phineas and Ferb is basically like just a compilation of running jokes that are remixed and reused in different ways. And I almost feel like this show was almost a challenge for the writers to see, okay, how can we take this set of running jokes, adding some later on the line, but how often can we tell the same jokes in different ways and make them funny again? And I feel like their show after that they did afterwards, Milo Murphy's Law, is sort of the opposite of that, which makes sense because canonically the characters emit opposite kinds of energies, like literally. Spoiler alert. Phineas and Ferb are like emitting convenience energy that makes everything work out for them in some way, and Milo Murphy and the male Murphys are just emitting what was it called? Probability and like negative probability energy that made everything go wrong, which is the opposite of the energy that Phineas and Ferb had. And if the two meet, yeah, because spoiler alert, they exist in the same universe. When they meet up, both their energies neutralize each other. But like, that's getting a little bit off topic. Yeah, but I feel like Milo Murphy's Law was like supposed to be the opposite. Like, they have a lot of running jokes, but they're trying to make everything sort of not go by a specific structure like all the Phineas and Ferb episodes basically do. Like, they all follow the same basic structure. Like, they still have running jokes in Milo Murphy's Law, but I feel like they're trying the opposite of having no structure. And from that, maybe the whole premise came of like, oh, it's Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and so you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, but that's off topic. Yeah, so with the "it's a bestseller" line, I want to do the same thing of remixing the joke in as many ways I can to challenge myself a little bit and hopefully keep the joke funny for as long as possible. Yeah, so by the time I wrote the third episode, I just decided that I'm pretty excuse me. I'm pretty sure that already while writing episode 2, I came up with the idea of like wanting that to be a running joke that was in every episode. Similar to the end is nay, but other than like the end is nay is different in the way that I only use that line in every episode that general weirdness is in. Like, if she's not in an episode, obviously nobody's gonna scream the end is nay. Like, it's not like some rainbow-esque stuff of like that's what she said. She's screaming while she's being flung away from a catapult and is supposed to not even be there, but somehow she's always there screaming, that's what she said, and that kind of stuff. Like, it's not the kind of thing. If general weirdness is not in an episode, she's not gonna say the end is nay. But everywhere where she is in an episode, she is gonna say it. Or at least if she has like any lines at all. Because I'm not sure if I'm not sure if she said it in episode 6, where she does not have any speaking role. She does not have any lines in there. So of course she wouldn't say it. But unless I cut her out of every scene, she is not in Welcome to the H.E.R.D 6 at all. But if she is just in the background and not saying anything, then she's not gonna say the end is nay. It's just, that would be forced. But it's a bestseller. I can put that in every episode because it can be said by anyone. Yeah. So by the time of the third episode, it was already a running gag that I wanted to have in every episode. But fun fact, the fourth episode, I actually forgot to put that line in. And, like, it is there now. Because literally, as I had finished the entire episode, like, everything was done. I could have just uploaded it. I was looking through it one last time. And I realized I did not put any it's a bestseller in there. Whew. Good that I noticed that. That would have been awful. Like, imagine already on the fourth episode, I fail. That would have been awful. I could not make that up again. Like, I couldn't make up for that. Never. Because it was just ruined. It would have been ruined pretty early on, which would have been a shame. But luckily, I noticed it in the last moment, and I went through the entire episode looking for a moment that I could put it in without it feeling forced, which is a problem because everything was already done. Everything was written, everything was recorded, everything was edited, everything was done. The entire episode was done. So where could I put it in without it feeling out of place, like actually edited in afterwards? And I was like, okay, where can I put it in? And then I found a place, and I found a way to make it actually work, so that it didn't seem forced. And I hopefully you couldn't tell that it was added in afterwards, unless you already knew what I just told you. Yeah, so that was the Dethroning 101 has a chapter called Addictions and Exploitations. And this is the part that was added. Very useful, obviously. I mean, it's a bestseller. Which is maybe not as funny, but at least it's there and doesn't seem forced or too forced. I was so relieved to actually. Like, I was scared for that moment. Yeah, episode 3, it was like a background character said it, like they all wanted the ticket and one was like, I'll give you a copy of Dethroning 101. It's a bestseller. Let's see. Then episode 4 I just told you. Episode 5 was, what was episode 5? That was the Gilda episode, or Kevin the Greif. Let's see. Kevin the Greif. Where was it in that episode? Oh yeah, right. Dethroning 101 has a chapter called The Friend of My Friend is My Enemy. Roll credits! Like, she's not even in that scene. There's no way she could have overheard that. Like, from a story perspective, there was no way she could have overheard the conversation. It's like an omniscient reflex of hers to insert herself. That's what she said. Insert into every conversation. Like that. Like, no matter where it's taking place. Like, I bet when I'm gonna make the movie, I bet with you that there's gonna be some scene where it cuts back to Equestria while they are far, far away from Equestria. And somebody there, like, I don't know, the Storm King is gonna say something. And from the far, far distance of the other side of the world, basically, or the other side of Equestria, it's like, that's what she said! And that's gonna be so funny. Except now I've spoiled the joke, but you're not gonna remember. We're talking about at least like 10, 20 years. You probably won't even be watching the show at that point anymore. But I'll be damned if I don't finish it. Like, I'm not a very committed person, but I'm gonna finish this. And honestly, I might, like, realistically, I might not finish it, but I'm gonna finish it. I'll try. Really, the biggest problem, like the biggest issue, is that I don't have an editor. Yeah. I could definitely do these episodes a lot faster if I had an editor. But yeah. So yeah. Welcome. All right. Like roll credits. The friend of my friend is my enemy. Roll credits, and in there it says that blah 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 blah. Gee, this book really has an answer for everything, doesn't it? Of course it does. It's a bestseller. Like, yeah. There was a little pause before I did the sound effect, just because I was thinking, did Rainbow say anything? But no. No, she didn't say anything after that. So it was just the like, gee, this book really has an answer for everything. Of course it does. It's a bestseller. And then episode 6, I'm not gonna spoil anything from episode 7, but episode 6, there it was the, let's see, what was it? Oh, you're right. I have great advice that you take out of a book called Dethroning 101. It's a bestseller! Like, she's having a mental breakdown. It's a bestseller! Yeah, so you can see so the rules are the title, like either the full title or at least Dethroning 101 has to be mentioned, and relative, like directly afterwards or some point after that, it has to be followed by it's a bestseller. And then the sound effect. Yeah. Those are the rules. And I want to see in how many different ways I can do that. Follow these rules. And I think so far it's working well. Yep. I've been talking for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm surprised there's still 2 people watching. Like, I would hope one of them is vinyl. I don't know who the other person would be. If it's not vinyl, I don't know who either of you are. Who are you? I don't know. But I'm glad that I can entertain people, and that, to my knowledge, I haven't been at a point where it was 0 viewers. Like, that's an accomplishment for me, honestly. I was really scared that at some point it would just drop to 0 and I would be like, oh, well, fuck. How long have I been talking to nobody? Yeah. But, like, consistently 2 viewers, like mostly consistently 2 viewers, that's good. You know what? I should probably I should probably remind people on social media that I'm streaming. Yeah, just in case. I should have done that more often. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Hold on. Just so you don't have to look at me being quiet for a while I do that, I'm actually gonna just gonna do like instead of I think it would be more fun to hear me singing, like quote unquote fun. No, but like it would be more fun than like because that would like I honestly don't know what to sing though, so maybe I won't sing. Oh, my nose is itching. Probably won't stream for much longer, but I still have stories in me, so yeah. And I'm already excited for the next stream because Vinyl is gonna be there. Vinyl, if you're still here, yeah, I'm happy. that you're gonna be there. Oh yeah, and one person just dropped. Yeah. I don't know. Should I go for longer? Honestly, because now that I think about it, I have been talking for 2 hours. Oh, they're back. They're back. Never mind. But yeah, I have been talking for 2 hours, and I don't think I would talk for another hour. So if people join now, I don't know. Yeah, they would get a couple minutes. Let's just let's just remind people just for the heck of it. Why not? Okay. Bum bum bum. Do I still have the link? Ah, my nose. Nope, that's the wrong link. I'll need to copy that link again. Okay, so we're having fun here. I mean, I'm having fun here. I don't know about you. I don't know who's forcing you to watch this. Oh, I just realized. Oh, you know what? No, it isn't. Yeah, doesn't matter. Never mind. My nose is itching. This will take like a couple of minutes. I should probably change the drawing that is being displayed right now. Just because... Let's see, what's this one? Oh yeah, that's a good one. What's this one? That's a good one, but let's go with this one instead. Okay. So yeah. Let me just get a link real quick. You know what? I could probably get that link from here. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, by the way, because I see it right now, there's gonna be a video in a couple days, a holiday special, which is a My Little Karaoke video where I'll be singing The Magic of Friendship Grows. And yeah, like the last song of the show. It's already uploaded. It's been uploaded for a couple days. It'll come out in it'll come out on the 24th. Let's see, where's the okay, there it is. I'll be almost done. Okay. Still streaming. Yeah, I would say that's good. Okay. Okay. So, where was I? I was talking about Dethroning 101. Let's see. That joke. Like, I tried to... Let's see, what was it? I'm trying to remember what I was saying before I was... Oh, by the way, I'm really excited for the Cutie Mark Crusaders because I already know what I want to do with them. Like, it might change, and I can't really tell too much because that would be spoilers. But it's gonna be fun. Like Scootaloo, I'm not too sure. Like, I have a concept for her, but not really a character. The other two are much more fleshed out. Like, not really fleshed out at this point, but they're much more interesting to pitch in an imaginary situation. Like, Apple Bloom's character is gonna be interesting. Sweetie Belle's character is gonna be especially interesting because her character is very much very well working, like playing off of vice versa's character. Um, I'm sorry. My nose is really. I don't know what it is. Okay, so yeah. Sweetie Belle's character will be very fun to do with vice versa because they do play off very well with each other. Um, Apple Bloom is gonna be really interesting from a narrative perspective, and also like um just in she's just gonna be an interesting character overall. Um, and I'm excited to write her. For Scootaloo, yeah, she's not. I don't really have much for her. Like I guess I could. I guess I have a motivation of her for her, sort of. I don't know. Um, yeah, but I'm definitely excited for that. I was gonna say something, but then I got an idea, and now I'm not gonna tell you anymore because now it would be a spoiler. Too bad. If I didn't have that idea, I would have told you. But now, yeah. By the way, I have plans to. Oh! Before I tell that though, I remember one thing. Like I told you, I've almost forgot to put the "It's a Bestseller" in episode 4, and I wanted to expand with mistakes that I've made, like actual plot holes and like logical mistakes, like that kind of stuff. This I haven't noticed too many of them, but I know two that are definitely a problem. Like just from coherence wise. So the first one is right in the first episode where you probably wouldn't notice it too much unless you really pay attention to the story. Which why would you? No, but seriously, so the concept is that ever since Hotplot took over and ruled on her own, the sun had continuously been shining just forever. You know, I could, in retrospect, do something about that mistake, but for now, it's just gonna be a mistake until I actually get to addressing that. But I probably won't be addressing that because that I can't imagine. I can't think of. There would be a way to integrate that well. But yeah, that's very far into the future. So for now, so supposedly ever since Hot Talk, what? Hot Plot took over as the single one ruler. The sun had been shining all the time, which was awful because it's really hot and no pony ever gets any sleep. And it's bad for the skin and everything. Like, those are almost petty reasons to go and kill her nationwide, but like, yeah, this is basically why everyone wants to kill her. And also, progressively, she becomes an obviously worse person, but like, at that point, this is really all? Like, at that exact point. Like, in episode 3, she is. In episode 3, she is implied to be a murderer and um a, a playgirl. Like she has the great pair of horse balls. Great pair of horse balls. Yeah, but like that event itself is like, hmm. Well, anyway, yeah. So the weird thing though, and this is the mistake, is that okay, so supposedly when Full Moon gets released, she's bringing the night back. And then when she dies, it like sort of somehow like the night is still there. But as long as she like before her return, there is no night because she was banished. And now that she's dead, there is still night again. But at that point, there was no night. But in the very scene that Purple Star is getting the idea to bring Full Moon back, it is already night. So that is a mistake that I did not consider, that it was already night. So she didn't bring the night. She just basically extended or brought it back, but it was already back before she was back. So that's a mistake. And the second one would be in episode 4, again, where Poisoned Apple supposedly was like Poisoned Apple was high because General Weirdness put crack in her apples. But then in the scene with Butterfly Butt, all of a sudden it's cocaine. Like it's like they're not introducing her to cocaine additionally. At that point suddenly the drug that Poison Apple had been taking was referred to as cocaine. All of a sudden, and it makes no sense because before it was said that it was crack, and now it's suddenly cocaine, but it is the same drug. So that's a mistake that I made, and I don't know why I made that mistake. It just sort of happened. I didn't think, like, I don't know, for some reason I thought it was cocaine. It's a bad mistake. And what can you do in hindsight? Now, yeah, I would like to mention that I want to redo the first 2 episodes, like completely remake them as soon as I'm done with the first season. And in the ideal case of getting to do the entire show, I would always redo the first 2 episodes after every season. Like the first 2 episodes of that season, just to like just as a reference to the growth that I've had between when I did the first 2 episodes of that season and the point where I was finished with that season. And yeah, I'm already excited for that, and I wish I could do it earlier because as of this point, it is a real like as of this point, everyone who watches the first 2 episodes is just gonna be like, oh, I don't want to watch that. Like, ugh. The second one has quote unquote music that is awful and very loud. It's just getting worse. So why should I watch the 3rd episode? Why should I even finish the 2nd episode, which also has a couple of dark jokes that I do not approve of and only put in because at that point I thought I had to be edgy to do an abridged. I was like, I don't know, I was like 17 when I did that episode. Because I remember the 2nd episode, I released that on my 18th birthday. So yeah, I was 17 when I wrote that. And I put in like 2 jokes that I'm not at all, that I don't want in there at all anymore, that I only put in there because I thought if I do an abridged, I have to do edgy humor. And I thought that was like the thing that was expected of abridges. But I didn't really like it and I didn't lean further into it. But at the same time, in the 2nd episode, it is there now. And I don't like it. And it's probably gonna scare a couple of people off. like it's not like prominent. The jokes are like brushed over pretty quickly, but they're like, no, I don't want that. And I'm not gonna say what those jokes are. You can probably figure it out, and you can be sure that when I remake them, like the first 2 episodes, I'm gonna cut those jokes. I'm gonna put something else there. Which is also another thing. Like, yes, um, Weiswurst is like literally a Nazi, but like she was supposed to be one, but I want to reel back from that because I don't really like that. Like she can be racist. That's quote unquote fine. And even at that, she's a major hypocrite in everything. Like even her racism, like even in her racism, she isn't like consequent. She's just like, well, she's just hypocritical. She like, for example, she's a fan of anime and manga and all this stuff, which is not which does not come from Germania, where she lives and where she thinks live all the good people. And secondly, why is she even here if she doesn't like non-Germanian ponies? Thirdly, she is literally following a non-white unicorn, even though she herself says that white unicorns are the best. Also, she is associating with exclusively non-white and mostly non-unicorn characters. Also, like, just the fact that she is into all the Japanese stuff is like hypocritical because like it's another country, and if she really was that racist, then she would not associate with it. But instead, she's like a major weeaboo. So she is super hypocritical. So it's as that meme goes, I can excuse racism, but I cannot excuse X. You can excuse racism? They're like, I don't even know what's that from. Community, The Office, I don't know. Maybe Community. I've not watched either. I should probably, but like, I have not so far. There's a lot of things I have not watched so far. So yeah, I can accept a racist character in my cast, in my main cast. But I don't want her to be literally a Nazi because that's too much for me, and it was too much for me back then. But again, I thought I had to be like, unlike with other people, it wasn't like a want to be edgy, like do the edgy humor. I literally felt obligated to do that as the writer of an abridged, because I thought that was how abridges are supposed to be. But I didn't like it, so I didn't lean into it. And now I don't like what I've done with it so far, and I try to lean back, distance myself from that. And I don't want her to be like a literal Nazi anymore. So yeah. Instead, she's now a racist, but a hypocritical one. And yeah, she's also a weeaboo, and that's the funny thing, which I have not gotten to explore much because her weeaboo side in general has only been shown in episode 2 briefly, but it's definitely gonna show more in later episodes, like especially in her centric episodes, because basically her boutique in Welcome to the H.E.R.D is just her cosplay workshop. Like all of those clothes are just cosplays that she makes. Yeah, but like this is gonna come out, especially in the promo again, which is her anime and manga loving side, her weeaboo side. And the funny thing about it is like, okay, so since she's German, she uses a lot of German words and phrases. And now with the added element of being a weeaboo, I can give her also some pseudo Japanese or like actual like all these weeaboo Japanese vocabulary words. So she can basically have a sentence that consists of 3 different languages, which is like I think in the so in the promo there's one line where it's like, "That's not a costume, you baka. That is a cosplay of the greatest character of the greatest." Hold on, no, that was it. That's not a cosplay, you baka. Also wirklich. Like there's 3 languages in there. There's English, there's German, and there's Japanese, and she switches between all the 3 of them, and it's so annoying, but that's the point. Yeah. I've been talking for 2.5 hours now. What would you say we make a cut here and continue in the next stream? Yeah. I would like to cut the stream as long as I still have viewers, and I know you are not gonna stay like forever. Like you may be listening on the side while doing something else, but like even if 2.5 hours, that is a long time. And honestly, I would just love to have vinyl in the next stream. So the sooner I end this stream, the more stories I have to tell for later when vinyl's actually with me. So if I can actually figure out how to make it so that you can hear her too, because that's gonna be important. But yeah. All right. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I did not get to draw anything, but I still got viewers throughout, so I guess that's fine. I'm tired. It's actually not midnight yet, which surprises me because I was pretty sure it was after midnight, but that's fine. That's actually really good. It's like half an hour until midnight in my time zone. So yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I hope you'll be around for the next stream. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna like wherever you heard about this stream, I'm gonna post it there again. Yeah, and I'll let you know. Unless you literally just were on YouTube and saw that I was streaming, which I don't think too many of. Oh, we just got a 3rd viewer. Oh, hey, I'm new. Oh, I was. Hey Val. First of all, thank you for watching. I was just about to cut the stream. I'm so sorry. But you can watch the whole stream on YouTube. Like I'll upload it. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. But again, you can watch the whole stream on YouTube, and I'm gonna stream again. And next time I'm gonna have hopefully a guest. So that's gonna be even more fun. And if you could just tell me, Val, please tell me where you where you on YouTube and saw that I streamed, or did you see me on social media, like post that I streamed? Because I want to make sure that you're gonna be there like that you're gonna know when the next stream is gonna be. I'll definitely announce it on Twitter, so you can follow me on Twitter, Jumpy Studios, and you'll definitely hear of it. I'm so sorry that you just joined. Um, really, I'm sorry. I was just doing the uh, I was just doing the wrapping up and everything. Um, so yeah, YouTube. Okay, yeah. So there's a good chance that I'm gonna stream next week same time, which is gonna be um like next week Friday. I think it was like I don't know what it was in the American time zone. I don't remember, but like basically basically what your time is now minus 2.5 hours, and that's gonna be when I'll start probably, because I do think I'm gonna go next week. So just just come back next week. Until then, you can watch the stream on YouTube. I'll upload it. And to everyone, if you enjoyed me talking about Welcome to the Herd, and if you enjoy Welcome to the Herd and want to support me, please consider supporting me on Patreon. If you can also maybe share Welcome to the Herd and my other stuff with other people that you know who you think would enjoy it too. And follow me on Twitter. If you have Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. um, yeah, so Twitter, at Jumpy Studios. And I think that's everything. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, probably next week, same time. So thank you. Bye.